Tommy Maroon Sports Show, WCTV, right here. It's episode 266, I believe, and it is episode 266. I always have to look for some odd reason. Always have to look. But anyways, enough about that. More on the Cavaliers because, my word, best team in the NBA and doing phenomenal. They are averaging 122.2 points per game, a 49.7 field goal percentage, a 39.4% from three-point land, 44.6 rebounds per game, 29 assists per game, 8.3 steals per game, and who could possibly forget 4.5 blocks per game. But enough about that because we need to talk about a trade. Big trade happened in the NBA for the Cavaliers. Of course, we all know Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis is essentially like Jose Ramirez here getting traded to Los Angeles and the Guardians got Mike Trout back. Sounds good on paper, but you're getting a player past his prime and all hurt. Not a good idea. I would go into deep description, but this ain't what the Tommy Maroon Sports Show is about. It's about local sports, such as DeAndre Hunter being the newest member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Karis LeVert, George Niang are gone, and 3 second-round picks also gone. They're going down south to Atlanta. So there is that. While we're on the topic of the Hawks, Cavs-Hawks was the first game to play since the last episode, where the Cavs won 137-115. Yes. We'll get to more on this classic right here in just a bit. I'll stall to get to the final moment. You probably know what happens, but still. Darius Garland, 26.7 assists. Donovan Mitchell, 24. Evan Mobley, 16 points, 10 rebounds. Zachary Risacher, hope I pronounced that correctly, 30 points. DeAndre Hunter, future Cavalier, 25 points, 12 free throws, and 12 attempts, I believe. Cavs were down at the beginning of the game and out-rebound Atlanta by 13. And then the Cavs against the Luka West, I ought to say, Dallas Mavericks, they absolutely murdered them. Holy cow, 144-101. We saw Sam Merrill score 27 points, all of them from three-point land. And Evan Mobley, 22 points and 11 rebounds. And Darius Garland, 17 points and 10 assists. And who could possibly forget for the Mavericks, former Cavalier Dante Exum, 14 points, and Jalen Hardy, 21. And here's something that'll make you say, oh, ye gods. 50 in the first, 91 in the first half. Almost too easy for the Cavaliers. My goodness, oh, ye gods is right. And then you had the Celtics. Ooh, boy, that ain't good. Because the Celtics beat them 112-105. Donovan Mitchell had 31 points and 10 rebounds. Jared Allen, 17 points, 18 rebounds. Darius Garland, 25 points. Jason Tatum, 22. Derek White, 20. Celtics were up by 20 at their peak. And the Cavs only had 1 block, whereas Boston had 6. And then this game right here last night. Wow, what a finish. Cavs were waiting for the entirety of the ball game, essentially, but only won 118-115, where Evan Mobley had 30 points and 9 rebounds and 7 assists. And Craig Porter Jr., 16. Cade Cunningham for the Pistons stole the show. He had 38 points and 9 assists. Tim Hardaway Jr., 20 points. But the main story is the man who wears number 10 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mr. Darius Garland. Look at that. It's a 4-point game at one point. The Pistons are coming back in, and I think they make all free throws, which cuts it to 1. They intentionally fouled the Cavs. Both shots go, unfortunately. And then there's, unfortunately, another foul. There's a three-pointer, I believe. No, a foul. Excuse me. I wasn't watching because the issue is I don't have a FanDuel Sports Network. It's no longer about it's FanDuel Sports Network for some odd reason. But I'm pretty sure we all saw this. Darius Garland getting it from the inbound from a third of the court. Yes, sir. It goes in. Oh, about on the 1-year anniversary, roughly. That guy right there, Max Strus, drilling his 2/3 court shot. Darius Garland says, I can also do that, albeit not from far, but I can also do that too. I can make a long buzzer beater too. And what do you know? The Cavs will be guaranteed a 500 season or better. 41-10, 5 games better than Boston. And in fact, they are just as good as the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 40-9. So that's just how things are going in the Eastern Conference. Cavs running away with it. Always a good thing. And what's always a good thing is that we got some high school girls basketball postseason coming up. Yes, sirree. Let's look at the districts. Well, unfortunately, before we begin, I would just like to say something. Usually I have a bunch of pieces of paper right here on this desk. Right here on this desk. I'm sorry about that, John, but on this desk, because I fill out who's winning what game, who's winning what game, who's winning what game. The issue this year is that there are no more 4 divisions. It's not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 divisions. 7 divisions in high school basketball. Now, I'm going to give my opinion on what I think it should be. I think it should be 6 divisions. Here's what I think. 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, which is divided by large public, large private, large private, large public, medium private, medium public, small private, small public. Because once again, I said this on Twitter at WHBW Sports, I'd love to play Eds and Hoban. But realistically, we're not going to beat Eds or Hoban. That's just how life is. But that's just how it is, I guess. Just put them in their own division, put us public schools in our own division. Makes life easier. Don't have anybody complaining. I certainly won't be complaining. But you know what? 7 divisions is a start. It's a start. One issue I do have is that the districts are kind of a little too small. You got 64 teams in Division 1, I think 64 in Division 2. And then Divisions 3 to 7 are kind of top-heavy. Like, very school-heavy, I ought to say. But anyways, enough on that, more on high school girls basketball. What I am doing here is getting to the district finals and predicting who is winning the district finals. Division 1, there are 4 Northeast districts. I got Magnificat beating Normandy. Of course, Magnificat's already in the district finals. All they need is to await the winner of Normandy, or wait, who wins Normandy, or let me see who else they play. Let me hold on a second. But while we're waiting, Mentor will beat Medina. I think that'll be a good game. Jackson will beat Berea Mid-Park. By the way, for Division 1 and 2, a lot of these games are district semifinals and then district finals. You don't have any sectionals really in Division 1 or 2. Divisions 3 and onward you do.
Yeah, only 4 wins now to get to state instead of 5 or 6.
Yeah. John Hay, that's who it is. John Hay or Normandy. Either way, they'll probably be toast to Magnificat. Strongsville will beat St. Joe's. And then Division 2, you got Olmsted Falls over Austintown Fitch. Mayfield over Brecksville. Washington will beat North Ridgeville. Greene will beat Shaker Heights. Twinsburg will beat Hoover. Wadsworth will beat Perry. And Avon will beat Hudson. Now, of course, you might be saying, well, why are they doing this? Why is it just, Magnificat, for instance, they only have 5 wins in order to win the state championship. But let me remind you, folks, in high school football, you got to go in the round of 16, regional quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, state semifinals, and state finals. That's 6 wins. So they're going through what a high school football team goes through. 6 games, maybe 5, maybe 7. Heck, I've seen 8 for some schools. But still.
But for instance, Wadsworth would only have to win 4
to get to the state finals.
State,
Yeah, but 6 to win the whole thing.
Right.
That's what I'm alluding to. It's basically the same amount to win the whole thing as it is for football. So that's why I just think. But that's just me speaking. Division 3, you got Hoban beating Padua Northeast 1. Winner of that one will take on what looks to be either us or Copley in another game of high school girls basketball. We're 2 for 2 against the Indians this season. Try and go to 3 for 3 against them. Now, I remember my sophomore year at Highland. We played Barberton twice, and this was before Barberton stunk it up. This was back when Barberton was pretty good at girls basketball. We just got by them the first game, just got by them the second game, and just got by them in the playoffs, barely squeezing by them, and just winning. I got a gut feeling that might be the same thing with Copley, because I think we can beat Copley and win the districts for the second time in 4 years. And for many of the girls on the basketball team, it's going to be the second district they capture, whether it was at volleyball or girls soccer. That is unbelievable. And then Brush will beat Madison. CVCA will beat Rocky River. St. Vincent, St. Mary will beat Highland, and Avon Lake will beat Westlake. By the way, I would just like to say before we hit the next slide that Northeast Districts 1 to 4 are in the same region. 5 to 7 are in the same region. 1 to 4 and 3 are in the same region. 5 to 6 are in the same region. I think they got to go out east or southeast of it, or Northeast 5 and 6, and Northeast 5, 6, and 7 in Division 2. Meanwhile, they are just still in Northeast Ohio. So Division 2, very Northeast Ohio heavy. Sort of like in football. I mean, why? You usually have 3 Northeast Ohio schools make it out, in Hoban, unfortunately Avon, and of course Massillon, Washington, then some Cincinnati school winding up in the Final Four in football every year. One day that's going to be Highland, you watch. I pray the good Lord it's Highland. But anyways, Division 4, same story. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the same region. 5, 6, same region. Anyways, Elyria Catholic over Trinity. Canfield will beat Cloverleaf. Keystone will beat West Branch. Streetsboro will beat Northwest, I beg your pardon. Lutheran East will beat VASJ. And Warrensville Heights will beat Edgewood. And then, usually this is the end, but because, once again, we got Divisions 5, 6, and 7 this year, we got that. Now, as you can tell, there aren't too many Northeast Ohio teams in Divisions 5, 6, and 7. In fact, Division 6 is the only one able to fill up an entire district, or fill up an entire region, I apologize. So we're going to go by these. Berkshire over Chippewa. Norwayne will beat Girard. Crestview will beat Canton South. Division 6 will have Rootstown over Kirtland. Richmond Heights will beat Columbia. Canton Central Catholic over Columbiana. And Smithville will beat Loudonville. And last but not least, Division 7. Warren JFK will beat Louisville. Mogador will beat Maplewood. And Western Reserve will beat Cornerstone Christian. So that's just how it is. I'd like to congratulate some schools on winning their respective leagues. Let me check what's going on in some of the leagues. I know in girls basketball, we won the American Conference, and Twinsburg won the National, and North Royalton won in boys for National, and in boys for the GCC, that was the Brunswick Blue Devils. They're doing a dandy. That's where Coach Brian Schmidt of BW, he's the assistant, of course. He's, of course, a proud Brunswick alum. But looking right here, Strongsville won the GCC in girls basketball. So all those. And by the way, for the boys basketball conference in the American Conference, it's not over. It's coming down to 2 schools. Us right here, or Revere. We got 1 loss, Revere with 2. Revere gave us our only loss. We gave Revere one of their 2 losses. Here's the deal. Any win by us or any loss by Revere, and we win the conference. However, if we lose both games, and Revere wins both games, we will not win the conference. If we win one and lose one, and Revere wins one, or Revere wins both rather, it's a tie for the conference. But I don't want a tie for the conference. I want that conference all to ourselves. But tomorrow night we'll be at Talmadge, and unfortunately I won't be there. Oh, man. Because it's all the way out in Talmadge, which is a hike from my house. As much as I like to play Talmadge, it's kind of a good thing, I guess, and a bad thing, too, that they are leaving the Suburban League. I like their rivalry, but when it comes to traveling, I'm definitely not going to miss my parents taking me down to Talmadge because it's 37 minutes from my house. That's pretty far, folks. That's pretty far. I'm not willing to do that, especially for a regular season game. But you got to cut down the nets. I think we'll cut down the nets. I know we'll cut down the nets. Coach Tanner's done a masterful job. Coach Isaiah, Coach Bobby, Coach Soy, Coach Riggs, and Coach Sauer. But we all know that by now. And we all know that WHBW is your one stop for all things Highland and Baldwin Wallace. Tomorrow will be no live stream, but Saturday will be a live stream featuring the Highland Hornets and Twinsburg Tigers out in Barberton. That's a little manageable. That's about 10 minutes shorter from Talmadge, so that's why I'm going to Barberton for the girls' basketball game. 6:45 tip-off. And I don't know when Wadsworth is playing Saturday, but best of luck to them as well. Best of luck to everybody. It's a Suburban League Invitational. The top team in the league going up, or in conference, going up against the top team in the other conference, American National. And we were assigned Twinsburg because Twinsburg won the National, and we, of course, went undefeated in the American Conference. That's it. We're done for the day. We'll have talked Super Bowl, but we all know what's going to happen. Chiefs are going to win because of some stupid call. But that's for another time. Tommy Maroon thanking you for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.